Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Oh, I forgot to tell you good morning, beautiful. So, good morning, beautiful. All right. So, today we are going to be reviewing our Bible verses. We are going to do a makeup look and we're just going to have some fun hanging out together and enjoying Jesus together. So, just to get us kicked off on the right foot, we are going to be first talking about our verse that kind of started the whole thing. And that verse is going to be on your screen. That verse is, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And that comes from Psalm 119, verse 11. And then last week, well, all of our verses are going to be coming from the Word and Color coloring book. So you should have a link for that on your screen there. I've actually found this in my grocery store before. You may find this at Walmart. This isn't actually a link to Amazon, which is a great place to get it as well. So at the end of our season, we're going to have this beautiful coloring book display of all these verses that we've done. So kind of a photo gallery of what you've done so far. Let's get back over here. So our verse from last week, I love the picture in that one. Kind words are honey for the soul. And that one comes from Matthew. Oh, excuse me. That one's Proverbs 16:24. And our next week's verse, you'll like this one because it's super easy. It is be the light, and that's Matthew 5:16. And you can see the coloring page for this one right here. So that will be fun to color. A little easier than some of the other ones that we've done, but I think you'll like it just the same. All right, so we're going to get that off of our screen here, and we're going to get that verse scrolling across the bottom so that we can be working on that while we are going through our look for today. Now, today our theme is going to be kind of a smoky eye, but in purple. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with that. You can do this with whatever color you choose. You're just going to need a light, a medium, and a couple of darks. So whether you choose brown, whether you pink, purple, whatever it is you chose, you can do the same thing with the looks that you have chose. You're just going to need those dimensions of color. The closer that those colors are to intensity, the more kind of natural the look is going to be. So the farther apart those colors are, the dramatic difference between the light and the dark, that will give you more of a glam kind of look for what we're doing today. So we are going to start off with, I'm actually doing a new primer. This is, well, it's not new for me on here. This is the Smashbox. This is the original primer. And this is the Photo Finish, which is a smooth and blur. And this one does not take much. This is kind of like a gel. You can see that there. It does not take much of that. And we're just going to apply that to the whole face. This is going to do exactly what it says. It is going to smooth and blur. All right. And now we are going to, well, let me first get that off my fingers. Always keep a tissue in your lap so that you have something to wipe stuff on. Also, if you keep it in your lap, anything falls, it's falling on that instead of on your clothes that you're wearing. Okay, then we are going to progress to our Bye Bye Under Eye. This is from It Cosmetics. I am the shade 11 Light Nude. And this is going to take just a little tiny ribbon. That much will do you. We are going to let it warm up to our body temperature. So put it where you want it. And you'll see with that Smashbox how just smooth and effortless that just glides on. We're going to let that set there for just a minute. This is going to remove any redness, even out skin tone. It's going to hide any acne, imperfections, whatever it is you got going on that you don't want going on. All right. So we are going to be using a damp beauty blender today. This is the actual beauty blender. And we're going to use that pointy tip for the concealer and then the round end for the foundation. And it is just damp. So literally run it under the water, squish it, dry, and then you're good to go. All right. So we are going to blend out that concealer. We're going to use it almost like a primer on the eye there. There you go. Just blend that out. And today we're going to be using the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte, and I am shade 185. This has a huge color selection. So if you do not love the color of your foundation, come in and check us out. We will do a shade match for you, and you can get all good to go. Whether you like that the same color as your skin, a little lighter, a little darker. I know we're stepping into summer. And this is going to do, we're going to add a partial pump on 5 different sections of our face. So literally you're just doing about that much right there. We're going to start out in the center. Good morning. I can see some of you on here with me. I know, it's nice to be back live, right? We had inventory last week, so made a little bit of a scheduling problem. All right, and you're just gonna get that right up to that concealer and blend that out. You can see how beautiful that primer is. I have combo skin, so we'll see how that does during the course of the day. Three o'clock is always the tell for me. Just gonna blend that foundation out to the neck. So we get a flawless, seamless look there. Partial pump. All right. Always have to watch my cheek and the tip of my nose. There we go. Once you have that foundation blended out the way that you want it, we can set those things aside. And now we're going to set that with a powder. I like the Lancome, the Long Time No Shine. This does come with a little puff in it. And we're going to take the puff out, screw the lid back on, give it some taps so that the product ends up in the little reservoir right here. All right. Just slide your fingers in that puff there. And then we're just going to press that in to the foundation. A little bit of a wiping motion, but really more pressing. We don't want to move the foundation at all. We're just trying to set it. There you go, just pressing that in. All right, once you've got that all the way that you want, you can leave a little excess under the eye area if you'd like. It'll help you when you're doing your shadow. If you have any fallout, you'll have something to kind of wipe off there. All right, now we're going to switch gears and we are going to be doing a little bit of contouring. I am using the Benefit Chic in the Mail. This was a collection that they put together at Holiday. And that has the Hula bronzer in, I think, toasted and cookie all in there together. So that's nice because you only have to worry about one thing. All right, and we are going to be using our IT Cosmetics. This is a foundation brush actually, but we're going to be using this end for the bronzer and this end for the highlighter. So to start out with, we're going to use a bronzer brush this way. Just give it a couple swipes, and we're going to go just above where the hollow of the cheek is, kind of in a swooping. And then right beside that temple there. There you go. Again, the flat side. Get up along that hairline. And now we're going to use this edge and hit right under that jawbone there. You want a little more definition here, use the point side of that there. I'm going to use the fluffy side into that highlighter. Making sure we especially hit that Cupid's bow right there. Add a little definition and plumpiness to that. All right, we can set that aside. For our blush today, we're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed #4 collection. These are, oh my gosh, gorgeous. Look at that. That is just spectacular. Now, we'll tell you one thing about this is that these are very pigmented, so it does not take much. I'm literally talking about tap, tap. That's all that you need. Tap, tap. We have all that we need. Look at that. Just use what's left over on your brush up there. All right. Now we are done with that. So let's look at our verse together today. Let me scroll back up there. There we go. This one's super easy for you. You ready? Be the light. Matthew 5:16. I think we're all going to be able to do this one this week. All right. So now we're going to press on to our lips here. And I'm going to be using the Urban Decay. This is the 24/7 Glide On. Not going to lie, this is an eye pencil. This is Psychedelic Sister. My particular belief is that if you can use it on your face, you can use it anywhere on your face. I love this purple. It goes with what we're doing. So that's what we're going to be using to line our lips today. All right. Making sure we get a nice V here. And you're just going to ride right on that lip line. Then come just inside that lip line with a little lighter pressure. There you go. And today we're going to be using, this is a MAC matte foundation. Wait. MAC matte lipstick. And this is in the shade Heroin, as in hero, not as in the drug. All right. Beautiful purple color. And we're just going to blend that into that lip liner there. Take a step back. Making sure you get both sides even. Looks pretty good. All right. And now we are going to move on to our eyes. Now for today, I'm going to be using the Juvia's palette. This is called, let me grab it here. This is called Culture. This has some absolutely beautiful shades. Today we're going to be living right here, and then we're going to be using these right here. And really, you could do this with any of these colors that are on this palette. So you just choose what works for you. We're going to start out with our all over shadow brush, which is actually a concealer brush, but you know, it's only a guideline. We're going to use the flat side of this, and that's going to be in that lighter color, which is Elique. And we're going to color in our top of our brow bone there. And you'll be blending into this for a minute, so you don't need to be like all perfect and exact about anything here. All right, I'm going to set that brush aside. We are going to move to an all over, well, I guess it's a general purpose shadow brush. This one right here, this is a MAC brush. Can't even begin to read the number. In this one, now we're going to go for the darkest color. Well, one of the two dark colors that you have. In my particular case, I'm going to be using, I think I'm going to go with Katanga. Nah. I'm trying to read these names. Bajonu. This one right here. And then we're going to move to this one here. And then we're going to use this one for the final blend. So we've got this, this, and that. Okay. Whatever their names are. So we're going to take that dark one, which is, I think is Bajonu. And that is going to go right next to your lash line. And we're going to go up. If you have a traditional lid, you can stop right about here and you'll be fine. If you have a hooded eye like I do, you can see, you can't even see that purple because my eye is hooding. So we're going to go up just a little bit higher than that because of the shape of my eye. We want to be able to see this color just above where my eyelid starts when it's open. There we go. So, actually, let's go just a little bit higher than that. So you're going to want to close your eye, open your eye, and then be able to see that color just over like that. You want to be able to see that color just over where that eye is opening. So for me, that's a lot of color real estate. So depending on the shape of your eye, yours may be a little lower than what mine is. We're just going to do that same thing on the other side here. All right. Making sure we get it up the same distance as what we just did on the other side. And you also want to make sure you get all the way down to that lash line. And we're going to make sure we get all the way to the corner. Here we go. Looks like this side is not quite as high up as the other side, so let's go up just a little bit. There we go. We are going to take our fluffy brush and wipe away any fallout. Now you can use the same brush that you had that you were just using, but this time we're going to be using the tip. So you're going to drag it through the shadow like this, and we're going to use your darkest color. For me, that is Edo. And we're just going to go through Edo like this. So the color is just going to be on the very tip of that brush. And you're going to run that right along that lash line there. And this is a matte, whereas the other one I was just using is a shimmer. It'll help to intensify the bottom of it. And then we're going to take that brush off any of that. There we go. Then we're going to take, this is actually an angled shadow brush, and I'm going to use the lighter shade that I have, which for me is Wolof. And we're just going to tap that a little bit. We don't want too much on it. We just want to tap it a little bit so there's a tiny bit on the edge. And you're just going to run that right where that purple is meeting that light color. There we go. And then we want to blend that all out. Go back to your all over, go back to your light color, give it a couple of taps, and then go over that with that. There we go. Going to go back to the universal that we had, tap the tip of it back into that dark. And we're going to come out just a little. Back to that all over, back in that light color, blend that up and out. All right, we are going to grab our, keep all your shadows out because we're going to come back to that. We are going to grab our NYX. This is going to be the Epic Wear eyeliner in, the retractable in the black. And this, you're just going to get a little bit of that out. I feel a little something tickling my nose. There we go. We're just going to line a little more than halfway across that. And then the lower, here, let's see if we can get this together. There we go. We are going to grab our eyeliner brush, and this you're going to drag just like this, and we're going to do that through the darkest color that we had. So for me, that was the Edo, and then you're going to line over what you just did, and then go all the way to the inside with that. And we are going to take, a smudger, and we're going to put that in the lighter color that we used. For me, that was the Wolof. Just kind of tap it into the tip there. And we're going to get that right here, smudge that out. All right. We are now going to take, what is this one actually called? A precision eyeliner. But this time we're going to do something a little different with that. We're going to go back to our contouring palette that we had. We're going to go to the highlighter, and we're just going to swirl the tip of this into that highlighter there. And we're going to add it to the inside corner of our eye. Just to the insides, just like that. Okay. We're going to take our liquid eyeliner. This is the Better Than Sex liquid eyeliner in, well, Easy Glide, I think it's called liner. Give it a couple of shakes. You can hear those balls rolling around in there. We're going to line that whole upper lid, straddling right along that lash line. This is going to give you some more definition to that eyelid, and then it's also going to give your lashes a little better surface to adhere to. All right. Gonna take that fluffy brush again. Just get rid of all that fallout there. Whatever your brow product is, whatever brow product it is that you're using, if you'll grab that. Today I'm going to be using the NYX. This is the Epic Wear Liner in the Pink Spirit because my hair is pink. So we're going to be using that on our brow, and then we'll also be using our brow brush, just a spoolie, to get that brow blended out. So we're going to follow that natural brow line. And my girl Olivia can handle those brows if you got some beasts going on up there. She can help with brow shape. She can help with brow products. She actually does lamination too. So if you like that laminated look, come in and see her and get that done too. I don't have enough hair for lamination. All right, you're going to get that brow shape the way that you want. We'll get the other side here. There you go, just following that natural hairline there. Giving myself a little more than what the Lord gave me up here. And bringing it in just a little bit. I think this one needs to come in a little bit more. Step back. Make sure that you got everything even enough. All right, once you got it the way that you want it, then you're going to take your spoolie, and we're just going to brush that and blend that out. All right. That is correct. Thank you in the chat. You could also use a brow setter with this if you want to make sure that like your hair stays and it doesn't move all day kind of thing. Definitely, most definitely, you can add a brow setter on there. Then we're going to go back to that big eyeshadow brush. We're going to hug right up underneath that brow that we just did with that spoolie and make sure we did not displace or cause any naked spots in the shadows. All right, a little something, something straggler there. Once again, we're going to take our fluffy brush, make sure we're all good. We are going to be using our lash curler. My favorite is the Tarte lash curler. I love that one. It just hugs your fingers and does a good job of not slipping and sliding and, you know, coming off and ripping, you know, your lashes out. So we're going to say, well, actually, this is a very short verse, so we can't just say the verse. How about if we say the verse like 3 times, and that'll be about right. So you're going to get that on your lashes. You're going to go near the eyelid, but you do not want this pinching your lid when you put this on. So get it adjusted correctly so it's as close as you can get it without pinching. So we're going to do 3 times. Here we go. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. Here we go. Third time. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. I think that worked about right. Now the other side. Get it adjusted. There we go. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. I think that was twice. Here we go. Be the light, Matthew 5:16. That's so sad. I can't even count to 3. All right. And then I'm going to be using the Bad Gal Bang. This is in the color black. This is just going to tint my lashes black. So when I put my false lashes on, you're not going to be able to see my lashes on top of that. All right. So we're going to make sure we cover the front side of the lash and then also the back side. And you still have your your shadow brushes on the table. So should you happen to get your mascara in your shadows, you can easily swipe that away. All right, and now we're going to go to the other side. Just a light coating. You're not even really going to be able to see this, but I mean, that's kind of the point. We're trying to make my lashes invisible. There we go. Using the tip of that to make sure we get in every fine place. And now we're going to use that mascara, swirling it around in the container. Get those bottom lashes now. Remember, no pumping. All right, when you got your bottom lashes about the way that you want them, move to the other eye. You know, I do not know why, but I have the word yeehaw running around in my head right now. I have no idea. I understand I'm from Texas and all that, but I don't normally say the word yeehaw. But for whatever reason, I got yeehaw in my head right now. I wonder if that's going to stay with me all day or if it's just going to be with me for a little bit. A little strange. I don't know. Okay. So we are going to be using our tools from Velour. Three different ones. Scissors, because if you need to adjust your lashes and trim them, which is going to be from the outside edge, you would need your scissors. Then you're going to use this little comb and the spoolie here in case you need to brush your lashes in place. This little comb does a great job of clearing out the lashes once you've used them a couple of times, you know, kind of like combing your hair, brushing a wig, sort of like that. And then this right here is a great tool for holding the lashes, getting them where you want. And then there's this little comb on the end that you can use to get your lashes in with the lashes from the false lashes. All right, so today we are going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is Biba. And then we're going to be using the iLure 16-hour lash adhesive here. So let me set my eyeshadow brushes to the side so that I can free my work surface to set those lashes down. So I like to pull the lashes off of the tray. You're going to use your lash tool here. Just grab the outside edge of those on the little tray and just pull that off the tray. Then we're going to set that down in front of us. Grab the other pair of lashes, set that down in front of us. And now we are going to be ready to apply the adhesive on here. All right. I got a little bit of, there we go. A little tiny bit of glue gup on that. So I like to get the inside corner of the lashes pretty good with adhesive, and that was a little extreme. Okay. So we are going to take the lashes. We're going to hold them in the middle like this. We're going to open our lash glue. This one has like a nice little spatula thing on there. We're going to run that along the top edge of the lash. And then we're also going to run it on, let's get that little, there we go, on the back little lip of the lash. So you're just going to get that all adhesived up, making sure that we catch the very corners because we don't want lifting. Okay, then we're going to set that one down on our work surface. And we're going to pick up and do the same thing with the next one. Once the adhesive is on the lash, you have like, I think it's 60-second dry time, but really once you get the one done, it's about time to start the other one. Okay, so we're going to hit the back side of that lash, making sure we've got adhesive everywhere that we want it. And the answer is yes to the question online. I do keep in my purse a lash glue for emergencies. And let me tell you, I have used that lash glue for just about everything because you can use that to put on gems. You can. I've used it to hold on a nail when the nail came loose. Yes, lash adhesive comes in very handy. Okay, so now we're going to pick up the lash. We are going to hold it from the very center like this, and then we're going to set it on the lash right next to where your lashes meet your skin there. There we go. And then we're going to walk it around, touching it right there. Grab the outside edge, get it over there. There we go. And it may take you a minute to get everything exactly where you want it. If you get any adhesive on your little tool, you got a tissue right here, just wipe that off, making sure that you get everything pressed. And in contact with your eyelid. There we go. I want to make sure it's turned the right way. There we go. Once you are happy with that side, use your tool, pick up the other one. You're going to grab that in the middle. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And where you can see the little bit of glue right now, that will dry down. That will be clear. You will not see that here in just a moment. Okay, the thing I like about the Viva is I love the inconsistent nature of the lash. You know, it's not like straight and solid. Okay. And give that just a second to dry down. Yeah. Those are just so pretty. All right, and while we are letting that do its thing, make sure that you have screwed your lid back on for that adhesive. We don't want that getting loose anywhere. You can give one last sweep there. And most of the time, I like to come back with a little, well, I didn't actually bring it over here today, but a little fluffy brush and just add that highlighter back on just a smidge. Just make sure you don't mess up what you've done there. Alrighty, and then we're going to use our Urban Decay, our D-Slick. This is going to set all that makeup, making sure that your eyeshadow and your foundation and everything are good and misted with that. Fan that down. There we go. And now we have our finished look for today. So you can see right now as we look at that we've got a nice little graduation happening from down near the base where it's a nice dark color, and then it's blending up to a nice natural eye color at the top. And then we have added a little bit of smoking down beneath so that we get a nice little eye look going on there. So we have got a lot of review happening today. First off, I just want to say thank you for hanging out with me this morning. It has been such a pleasure to enjoy some beauty on the outside and a whole lot of beauty on the inside with you. We are going to say that Bible verse one more time, be the light, and that comes from Matthew 5:16. So we are going to review just a little bit the verses that we have been working on so far. Now, I did do a video for you later this week. I don't remember what day it's going to come out on, but it's going to have a review of all the verses that we've been working on so far. And that'll be exciting to see how far you've come, what you've got memorized so far. So let's start out with, let me get this off the screen first. There we go. And we are going to start out with our very first verse that we did, which if I can get to it, there we go. The first one we had was 1 Peter 1:24 and 25. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord endures forever. And then on episode 2, we worked on Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Episode 3, we moved on to 2 Corinthians 12:9, I think it is. God's grace is all you need. Then we moved to Joshua in episode 4, Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. We switched over to Exodus in episode 5, Exodus 15:2. The Lord is my strength and my song. Then in episode 6, we went to Psalm 118:24. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad. Episode, what are we on? The Moon and the Stars. Episode 8:3. Episode 7, Psalm 8:3. The moon and the stars you set in place. Psalm 34:8 was episode 8. That is taste and see that the Lord is good. I loved that picture. That was that cupcake one. That was super fun. Very complicated, but super fun. Then we moved to Galatians 6:9 in episode 9. And let us not grow weary in doing good, but in due season, but if you do not give up, in due season you will reap. Oh, I'm getting it all backwards. In due season we will reap if we do not give up. There you go. Got it backwards. Okay, and then we move to Proverbs 31:25 in episode 10. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She laughs in the face of fear. Then let's see, episode 11, we did Psalm 96:4. Great is the Lord and worthy of praise. Then we moved to Isaiah in episode 12, Isaiah 49:16. I have written your name on the palms of my hands. And that was talking about God writing your name on the palms of his hand. Okay, and then we had Hebrews 6:19 in episode 13. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul. There we go. And then we had the complicated, or to me it was complicated anyways, Philippians 4:8 in episode 14. Okay, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable. Hold on. Yeah, if it has any excellence, think on these things. I get them out of order. Okay, and so that was in Philippians 4:8. Then last week we moved, let me scroll back up here to the top so I can find that for you. Last week we had episode 15, Proverbs 16:24. Kind words are like honey for the soul, sweet to the soul. And then this week we have got Matthew 5:16, be the light. And I think you'll enjoy that picture this week as we work on that. All right. So let me actually give you a blessing and pray us out this morning. So here we go. That's on the screen for you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Oh, Heavenly Father, how much I thank you for these friends that have hung out with me online, whether they've been here with me live or they are joining me later in a recording, Father. How wonderful it is to get to enjoy Jesus with these wonderful people. And Father, I just pray that you would bless us this week as we learn these verses and hide them in our hearts, Father, that you would give them to us as an arsenal, a weapon for us so that we can protect ourselves and so that we can share the joy and the love of Jesus with others with these verses that we have. Father, I just thank you so much for this time together this morning, and I pray that you would bless us this week. In Jesus' name, amen. You guys have an amazing week. Mwah!